Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. Today we're going to be talking about politics. And if you're new here, let me just set you straight. I am going to be channeling this. It's a light channel, 60% spirit guides, 40% Susan. And let me also caution you that the 40% that is Susan today is spicy, rated about an 8 of a 10. So just take that under advisement and maybe make small children leave the room. So let's get started. Well, first of all, I didn't even want to do this video, but they made me, so here I am. So they've got things to say. And I think I think my viewers and those people who are tuning into this video are concerned, right? This is the Sunday before the actual decision from the jury about the ex-president, the first United States president to be held accountable in a criminal court case. But no, I want to talk about Alito. That's what they want me to talk about. They want to talk about Justice Alito, who's one of the justices on our Supreme Court. And he's been in some controversy recently because he hung a flag upside down, which is in history, it means trouble. America is in trouble, right? It's not against the law to hang your flag upside down. Absolutely not. We have freedom of speech here, freedom of expression. Then it's come out that he's had a flag at his vacation house that could be connected to sort of non-democratic ideals. Okay, now he's got reasons for all this. That's fine. We don't care. All right, so let's talk about Alito and his energy and the energy of the Supreme Court, because we are really feeling like they don't have our back, like they're not for the American people, right? And honestly, this all connects. This connects with Trump, which connects to the red tie brigade of senators that stand behind and House members that stand behind Trump at his court case. They literally, I almost said the word funeral, but you know, who knows? Maybe my spirit guides are also 8 of a 10 on the spicy scale today. I think actually they are. So it ties into everything. It ties into Judge Cannon. It ties into everything. This is all of the same energy, okay? Now, you guys have to understand, right? So I do predict actual things. I predicted, or the spirit guides predicted, the end of the Republican Party 7 months ago. Now, I did a video called The End of the Republican Party, literally way before anybody thought it would be the end of the Republican Party. We've been telling you this. We've been telling you this for a very long time. So yes, the spirit guides do predict actual things. They actually predicted the exact date that Trump would get his indictment to the day. Now, that is true. However, as I tell you guys, everybody has free will. Every one of us has free will. There are very few things that are just written in stone. Perhaps right. So when I got those, they were just talking to me. So when I got those things, when my spirit guides gave me that information and I correctly translated it for you, that was energy. There was so much energy. It's like, again, they're showing me the vote. You know, when the people on the television say, I've seen enough, I'm calling this race for XYZ. Well, that's what they're saying. They're telling me the energy was so strong in the demise of the Republican Party that they could call it. There's enough energy here that there's no way that they're going to go back. There's no other, it's like a floodgate of energy. You know, there's nothing that's going to stop it. Okay. So perhaps when I saw the indictment being, maybe when it was sealed, maybe I saw that. Maybe that's how I knew that was going to be the date. And I only predicted that like a week or two in advance, right? Recently, we predicted the mask. We saw Freddy Krueger or a Hannibal Lecter, and we told you guys there's a mask. He's going to be wearing a spit mask. He's going to be gagged. Well, I didn't know Trump himself was going to be talking about Hannibal Lecter, for the love of God. So anyway, energy is a funny thing. It's like water. You never know how it's going to find its roots. Okay, so having said that, I want to talk about Alito. The energy, and I just did something I don't normally do because I like to channel this while I'm on the video, but I actually went into a meditation and talked to them about Alito just before I started recording because this stuff is getting so, the energy is getting so intense that sometimes it's hard for me to get myself out of it. And if any part of 40% of Susan is in this, it's going to be wrong, because humans are not correct when it comes to non-physical energy. You need to be talking to non-physical energy or pulling cards so that non-physical energy can communicate to you. And we know non-physical energy knows more than we do, right? So when I went into Alito's energy, I got in some like do not enter. I got into a couple of hallways that were like they literally stopped me from going in any further. So when I asked them about would he be removed from the court, and how I did it was I said, like summer, fall, or winter, right? Like give me some sort of season. It's very hard for timing because again, people have free will. And I kept pushing them for an answer, and they finally said, it is not decided. Okay, there's our first clue. It is not decided. Then what I did was I said, show me what I can see, right? So what they showed me was the energy around him. And I ended up, I often tell you guys, right, that I go over the velvet ropes where they're like, no spirit guides, nobody can go through this. And I like look, and then I kind of dip under the rope. I do this. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't suggest it, but it's like, I don't know. It's like the Eddie Haskell in me. I can't help it. So anyway, they started showing me his lower back, specifically like the base, right above the base of his spine, but his vertebra, like a blown, like herniated disc. Okay. But also with that, some energy around, like I believe they're showing me this because this happened to my brother, and I've had a herniated disc and it's extremely painful. But sometimes if you don't treat it, or if there's something else going on, it can affect your colon. It can affect your bowels, honestly. So you can actually have loss of bowel control. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. There's energy all down here around his sacral area, his sacral chakra, but also his root chakra. But just the second vertebra up from the base of his spine, maybe something right there. Now, okay, I mean, I feel sorry for the guy. I can have compassion for that. That's terrible. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I simply wish for justice to step in and do its thing so that we can move on to rebuilding our democracy, right? So where I kind of went under the velvet rope was while I was, this is just something that I'm particularly good at. It's like I'm like a bloodhound with energy. That's just something I am not good at a lot of things. Psychically, mediumship, all that stuff. There's areas I'm good, some areas I'm not so good, okay? One thing I'm good at is once I get like a bloodhound, once I get that connection of that energy, I can follow it. I can follow it all the way back to the source, but I can also follow where it went. So it's like an energetic bloodhound kind of thing is what they're telling me. So I followed the energy to this lower back pain, and I saw sort of an injury. I feel like it's an injury, but oddly enough, the energy around this injury is one of silencing. It's one of, let's take this man out of the mix because he's making it too hot for the rest of us. This is a recurring theme. Last time they talked about this was with Thomas. When Thomas, all that stuff came out with Crow, and the Nazi napkins and the Mein Kampf and the whole thing, right? And the fact that this very man who seems to really idolize the Nazis was giving all this money and basically showering gifts on Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice. So same energy. When Clarence Thomas had all this heat on him, I saw the Federalist Society, which may be different than Crow, but let's face it, they all putting money in that piggy bank, right? I saw the Federalist Society saying, no, you don't understand. We stay back here in the shadows. You're the front man. Now you're bringing us into the spotlight, and we don't like that. So we want to be back here in the shadows. The thing that happened that surprised me with that was that Federalist Society didn't have time to retreat. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, putting cookies in the cookie jar, not taking them out. And let's just say that that several people in the Federalist Society became known in a more public and more intentional way to senators who started calling them in for investigations in the Senate. So now let's go back to Alito and this energy. I mean, this energy around the injury. I'm not sure. I mean, this is conspiracy. This is speculation. Maybe I'm crazy, right? I probably am crazy. To be honest with you, most psychiatrists looking at me would pretty much be thumbing through the DSM right now going, yep, that's the diagnosis. But that's okay. So let's just say to you that the energy that I'm reading is Alito could be on a leave of absence. And wouldn't it be so nice for him to be on a leave of absence when he is in the middle of all of this, stirring the pot and bringing attention to places that don't like attention. Okay, so now I feel like this is gaining momentum, like the energy as I'm following it, it's actually doubling and tripling. So it's not ebbing out. It's actually gaining momentum. And the only way to stop that I can see is to take the focus of the attention away. So he's either going to recuse himself, which would be basically like taking a leave of absence. So you understand that energy can manifest in so many different ways. The death card in the tarot doesn't mean death 9 times out of 10. It means endings and beginnings, right? So a leave of absence can mean that this guy is sidelined for some period of time, hopefully hoping that this is all going to roll by. Now, that's one part of this bigger picture that I'm going to talk about today. The other part of this, it's sort of like if you have a hub and you have spokes that go around like a bicycle wheel. So that would be one of the spokes. The hub is this energy of, I want to say retribution is the word I'm getting, but I feel like it's the karma. I mean, I guess some people think of karma as retribution because you often say, I want karma to be done because I was wronged. And we often think of karma as being a retribution, but karma is not retribution. It really isn't. It's honestly just a balancing of the scales. This is what's happening right now, is a balancing of the scales. So at the hub of this is this energy of balancing. I've talked about this a lot in my videos. Okay, right? So it's balancing the scales. And this is happening in your personal life. I'm just going to say a little commercial right now for my spiritual videos, because all of y'all, 70,000 of you that watch these political videos, I don't think all of your lives is going exactly just the way you want it. So once this fiasco that's 24/7 taking over your life for 5 or 6 years or 8 years has disappeared, you're going to look around and be like, oh, hell, I got a fiasco in my own life. So you might want to watch my spiritual videos, which comes out every Wednesday. It really could help you. And, so I've often told you this energy that's going on out there is going on in our lives too. It's not like we're exempt. So there's a balancing in your own life as well. Where are you out of balance? Who's taking advantage of you? Who's the Trump in your life? Who's the Samuel Alito in your life? Okay. All right. Did I just call you out? Yes, I did. Yes, I did just call you out, but it's okay. Help is free and it's in my WoW videos. Check them out. Okay. Now, so back to this other, so we have Alito, of course, we have Thomas. He's another one of these things that's trying to be balanced right now. But also we have Trump, we have Cannon. So let's talk about Cannon for a minute. We've told you forever and 3 days, literally, I think that's a spiritual guide timing technical term that they're using, that Cannon is not going to be stopping this case. They're going to go around her. Now, we just have in the news, and if you're not watching the news, you get an A+, but we just have in the news where Trump said the FBI, when they came into Mar-a-Lago, and he wants to say it's a raid, but it was not, when they came into Mar-a-Lago, they had the orders shoot to kill. So it is not funny, really, because this is undermining everything, right? So, but he's grifting. He's trying to find a hold. You know, his popularity is really going down. His viewership is going down. His money is going down. He's going down. So he's trying everything he can. So in that way, he's saying the FBI was going to kill me or whatever. Well, so now what is beautiful is that Jack Smith, I feel like the guides are saying this is checkmate. And I haven't played chess probably in 20 years or something, but I think checkmate is bad. I think checkmate is like game over. Like, I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe there's a move you have, but if you do, it's desperate. So why is this checkmate? Because Jack Smith went to Cannon and said, I'm requesting that you gag ex-POTUS because he can't say these things in this case because it's going to undermine the case. It's not legal. It's not lawful. You got to gag him. And he knows that she's not going to gag him. And I'm pretty sure she's not going to gag him. I mean, she's between a rock and a hard place. She doesn't want to gag him. It's not in her instruction book. You know, she just flipped over to chapter 5, paragraph 3. No, do not gag Trump. Oh, darn. You know, like, you know what I'm saying to you? The people that pay her paychecks allegedly. So she's like, now what do I do? You know, she's on the phone. Like, what do I do? Right? So checkmate. Because if she gags him, Smith is going to go above her head to the next court above her, and it's going to be game over. They're going to recuse her. There's just one more thing. It's like a linchpin. There's one more thing that needs to happen, and she's out. Now, for those of you guys, please take a deep breath. Do we need to take a moment, maybe do some deep breathing exercises? For those of you that are saying, justice never is done, and this should have happened 5 months ago, whatever. Okay, look, calm down. We need to calm down. I was one of you until, you know, the spirit guide showed me over the probably 100 videos I've done on this same topic over and over again, telling you guys why it has to happen like this, and then them proving why it has to happen like this. For one thing, let's just say one thing that proves it all is I saw visions, and I talked about it on this screen. You can go find them, where I told you guys that this summer was going, and even last summer, was going to be the troubles like the IRA in Ireland, that we were going to have terrorist attacks. Even Trump himself has said we were going to have terrorist attacks. Knock on wood, so far we have not had that. Now, why? Because the 9/11 committee and the DOJ took 3 years to put all these yahoos in jail, in prison. Some of them are still in jail waiting to go to prison, but prison. Why did they do that? Because they needed to take out his army. That's why they took his army out. If you kill the general, they're just going to promote a new general. So the DOJ's been taking his army out, making it very uncomfortable for them to support him. If you're going to call up and threaten somebody, you're going to get a knock on the door. Everything has gotten more serious in this regard. So that's why they didn't go after these people 1 year or 1 day, the first day. They decided, and I did a video and I told you guys this. I told you guys this because I was upset. Remember, I told you guys, okay, here's the energy. They can KO Trump. They can knock him out. They can just knock him out. This was 1 year, maybe, after Jan 6. And I got really upset 6 months later because I told you guys the energy, the powers that be decided to take him out with body blows. Body blows. That's when they started telling you 100 arrows, 95 miss, trying to prepare you that there's going to be a lot of misses, a lot of sort of perceived losses, delays. But eventually 5 arrows are going to take him out. Okay? So it's going to happen. So back to Cannon, we're going to go around her. This energy feels even stronger today. They always show me, because I'm a very visual person, like, have you ever, not everybody has seen this, but I saw it recently in some town I was visiting. They just left the tree in the road, and they just put the road around the tree. The tree is canon. We're just going to go around her. She's either going to recuse herself or she's going to be removed. Okay. Now, is that going to slow down the whole court case? Absolutely it is. It could delay it. And really and truly, that's the name of the game anyway, right? She's just trying to delay it. So if she gets removed or somehow goes around her, she still gets an A+ from her handlers because she delayed the trial almost until the election. So either way, she gets an A+. She's not going to be upset. She's got a golden parachute with a whole lot of dollar signs behind it. And I've always said that, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. So even though we're getting these delays, we're still moving forward. He is going to be convicted next week. And then when that happens, let me explain. That is the thing everything is waiting for. That is the thing everyone is waiting for. So all of the Republicans are waiting for that. All the Democrats are waiting for that. Because if he can be taken down, if he can take down a king, so to speak, then guess what? The people that support the king are going to be fleeing the ships, and you're going to watch them try to change their tone like they have 1,000 times, wishy-washy back and forth. And you're going to see these court cases all of a sudden start flying forward, moving quickly. Everything is going to start moving quickly. And I just want to say, too, another spoke of this wheel is the Magas. You know, it's funny because people like Nikki Haley feel like, well, if I make nice with Trump, I'm hedging my bets, right? Like, if I'm not with Trump, the Democrats are never going to allow me. I mean, I'm never going to be a Democrat, right? So the only game in town is Trump. So I better throw my support behind Trump because she thinks something's going to happen to him, as in maybe behind bars. And she thinks that because she made up and played nice with Trump, that the Magas are going to vote for her. Okay, that's her motivation. That's her idea. Now, let me just tell you guys something, because I think this is really important. The Magas don't like Nikki Haley. They don't like Chris Christie. They don't like Vivek. They don't like anybody. They wouldn't even like Youngkin. They don't like Mitt Romney. They don't like McConnell. They don't like anybody. And the Republicans can't seem to get that in their mind. They literally are 100% for the wrecking ball. They're so upset at our democracy. They're so upset at their perceived victimhood that they want to burn it all down. And they hate McConnell because McConnell is part of the system that put them in the place that they think they're in now. They hate the Democrats. They hate the Republicans. They hate them all because they are blaming all of them for their troubles, along with anybody who's not white. So any Republican that thinks that they're going to get these Magas support 100% are wrong. That's why, another hub of the wheel, when we see the actual election, and this is by October, I'm seeing this. So a month before the election, but this energy is now. We're in this now. And I feel like it's a series of drops, almost like a waterfall that has like a drop and then a drop and then a drop. Each of those drops is going to be pretty, scary for these people. Their stomach is going to be in their mouth. It's a drop, but then they're like, oh, thank God, it wasn't the end of me. And then there's another drop, and then another drop. So that's our summer. They're not, again, it's the body blows versus the knockout. I wish they would just put us out of our misery and put them out of their misery. But no, there seems to be a series of really scary events for these people. And it could be scary, like really scary, or it could be scary, professionally scary. Like, oh my God, they found out XYZ, my life is over. And then, oh, they're blaming this person instead of me. My life is good, right? Like that kind of, it's me, no, it's them. It's me, no, it's them. So that's what's going to be happening this summer. So it's not going to be a summer of happiness for them. It's going to be a summer of like eating Tums and, drinking antacid by the gallon. It's just going to be a very harrowing, is the word they want to use, summer for these people. And I would also say, this is for us personally, me and you, but this is also for everybody else, that this balancing energy is all around us. So if there's an area of your life that's out of balance, now's a really good time to take a little tiny step towards fixing it. You don't have to fix it, but you do need to say, oh, I'm drinking too much coffee. Oh, I'm not getting enough exercise. Oh, I'm eating the wrong kind of food. Oh, I'm giving my power away. I want you to at least acknowledge where in your life you're out of balance, because I'm telling you, the same energy that's coming for them is coming for us. Not trying to scare y'all. I'm just telling you, this is what I get. And I literally did the same thing 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh shit, where am I out of balance? Let me think. I'm going to go out as soon as I finish this recording. I'm going to go to the refrigerator, throw all the cheese in the trash. I'm going to throw all the chocolate in the trash. So anyway, yeah. I'm just saying, maybe even just acknowledge. All you got to do to get right with energy, all you have to do is acknowledge it. You don't have to change your whole life. That's the beautiful part of this. To begin to learn your lesson, all you got to do is acknowledge it. Maybe I should walk a little bit more. Maybe I should eat a little less cheese, whatever it is for you. Okay. So this energy that's coming for them, it's a series. All I can tell you is it's a series of drops. And I do see Jack Smith. I do see Alito. I do. I see even Thomas. I don't know why the guides always use this word, but if you're a watcher, you know this. They use the word besmirched, right? Not often put it on the screen because it has a very interesting definition. But Thomas is going to be besmirched. It's going to come out that he has a rogue court, that his court is not ethical. Okay, that's what they just told me. And he is Chief Justice. He's the person who's supposed to mind his people. And I feel like I don't know if this is psychic or if this even happened yet, but I feel like somebody's calling Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, into the Senate. I think it's real. I think it happened in the 3D world. Sometimes I'm not sure. In front of the Senate to say, what the heck is going on? Are you guys policing yourselves? You're supposed to police yourselves. Show us how you're policing yourselves. Now, I also want to say, these people that thumbing their nose up at Congress subpoenas, well, ask Bannon how that's working out. Ask that other guy how it's working out. The guy that keeps trying to get, he's one of Trump's lackeys. He keeps trying to appeal to anybody to help him get out. He's only in there for 4 months and the man's losing his mind, right? So these congressional subpoenas are now they have teeth behind them. Okay. We have 2 precedents where people went to jail, prison, for not complying with a congressional subpoena. So now you're going to start seeing people sit up and take notice and go to those requests. So I think in the past, Supreme Court has said, no thanks. We decline your invitation. We're not available that day. We're washing our hair. Well, I think now you might see him sitting there answering really tough questions in front of an unfriendly group of people. Now, the last thing, I didn't want to, anyway, this is what they're telling me to say. So I am not in control here, and that's fine. Right. Okay. So they want to go back to Alito for some reason, because I feel like, because this is what I was trying to ask them when I started the video, when I did the little meditation. There seems to be some energy. Now, I don't think it's a lot of energy, but there's enough energy that I can talk about it. But I don't know that I'm not even sure that it's 50%, 50-50 chance, okay? Things that are 50-50, I don't even normally talk about because it's 50-50. I usually try to talk about things that are at least 70, 80%, or yeah. and building. Like if it's 70 and it's building, then I'm like, yep, that's probably going to pop off. But this energy around Alito, there's energy around. Now we've said this, and other psychics have said this. There's energy definitely around Hakeem Jeffries becoming speaker. I wanted to call him Speaker Jeffries right off the bat, right? There's energy around him becoming speaker before the election. And there's energy around. Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay, that makes sense. So again, after Trump gets convicted, I feel like it's a 1-2 punch. I feel like he's convicted and then there's a health event, or there's a health event and he's convicted. There's a 1-2 punch with Trump. Okay. After that happens, well, we said it already, but we're going to say it again, I guess, in a new way. All these Republicans are going to be like, they're going to be like, uh-oh, we better suck up to somebody who's got power. Right? They're all going to be running around. That's the chaos we see in the Congress. When we talk about who is going to be the nominee, we all see chaos. Not Nikki Haley, we all see chaos. So in this chaos, what I see is people like McConnell saying, well, it's been a good ride, everybody, and just shuffling off, the stage, right? So in that way, there might be vacancies. Like, what is it about a quorum? I don't know if we're lame duck Congress because we can't meet a quorum if there's vacancies. Because I'm telling you right now, if these people step down in July or even August, the odds of their state having a special election are pretty slim because it costs money to have a special election. So usually they'll just wait until the election is scheduled in 2 months. Now, if it's in the Senate, typically the state governor can appoint somebody temporarily to that. So we're going to have a showdown in Kentucky because the Kentucky governor is a Democrat, and McConnell talked to the state Republican legislature and had them change the law that says if somebody steps down in the U.S. Senate from Kentucky, that instead of the governor replacing the senator, the legislature gets to replace the senator. Okay? They did that. However, Governor Beshear said, well, that's real funny because you didn't change the Kentucky state constitution. And the Kentucky state constitution says that I get to replace him. So when that comes to be the situation, I'm not listening to you. So we're going to have a showdown. But all that to say, there's really energy around Alito getting impeached before the election. I tell you right now, they don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do it. I hate to tell you this. The Democrats don't want to do it. The Republicans don't want to do it. It's too unsettling. It's already unsettling enough for a United States ex-president to be convicted of a felony or 30 felonies, to then impeach a Supreme Court judge. They don't want to wake up these crazy people and have them cause problems. So again, yes, the DOJ and yes, the powers that be are tiptoeing through the tulips because there's landmines in the tulips. They don't want to step on a landmine and create havoc, which will then wreck our economy. They don't want to do it. This is the energy. It's what we've been telling you for 5 years. I don't agree with it, but this is the energy because I'm very much, if there's landmines in the tulips, why don't we get some hand grenades and throw them in the tulips and blow it all up? Goodbye tulips. Goodbye landmines. Now we can just stroll right on through. That's me. But, we probably don't want me to be president because we would already, be taking names and kicking butt. So here we are, tiptoeing through the tulips, trying to avoid the landmines. But the interesting thing is that there's real energy around Jeffries being speaker, and also real energy around some sort of change in the Senate before the election, and real energy around Alito being impeached. I'm not sure because, right, let me finish that. Because some Republicans are going to cross the aisle against Alito. You guys, it's the same energy of Santos. It's the same energy of Cawthorn. When Cawthorn came out and said, oh yeah, there's cocaine orgies, the Republicans are having cocaine. I mean, he kind of said it like he was bragging. And then the next thing you see is people in front of a microphone. We don't know nothing about no cocaine orgies. And then the next thing you saw is pictures of Madison Cawthorn wearing a bustier and makeup. And then the next thing you saw was Madison Cawthorn out. Okay. If you cause problems for us, we will remove you. It's the same energy of Alito causing problems for dark money. And dark money saying, no, we're not going to go down with you. You don't understand. You're expendable. We're money. We live forever. We have power forever. You thought you had power forever? We're sorry that you were under that misconception, but we're going to have to get rid of you. A la Kennedy, and a la the guy, I want to call him Scalito because they really called him Scalito. I didn't even know that. His clerks called him Scalito because his clerks said he was like Alito and him mixed together. But the guy that died on the hunting thing, they really did call him Scalito. And that's the name they always give me. You can be gone. You are not, inexpendable. You're expendable. So this is the energy, you guys. This is the energy. Either Alito takes a little leave of absence because he's got a little injury or a health issue, and all of a sudden he says, oh, I'm going to recuse myself because my health is so bad, I really can't give it my all. That's what they do, right? They retreat and try to let the cops run by, the Keystone cops run by, they lean against the wall, and then they jump out and they're like, whew, dodged a bullet. That's the same energy of the drops in the waterfall. You drop, ooh, I dodged a bullet. You drop, ooh, I dodged a bullet. You didn't dodge no bullet. Each one of those drops is another step closer to hell. You're going down. You're just getting beat up on the way down. They can't even be nice enough to just put you out of your misery. They're just going to beat you up all the way down. So it's ugly, harrowing. Again, the word is harrowing. So as you go through the summer, hopefully you can look at things and you can see this bigger picture, the energy moving, all the players. You can see the energy behind what's going on. Okay, because sadly, when it's all said and done, and Trump is, he's either in his Gitmo under the Pentagon, or he's in the big McDonald's in the sky, and Alito is retired or whatever he's doing, and Thomas is retired and whatever he's doing. When we really have justice in the land, it's up to us. It's going to be more important than ever, the spirit guides are saying, to be involved. Because if there's a vacuum, nature abhors a vacuum. If you take out the strong man, there's going to be another one stepping up in his place. Okay? This is history, but also nature abhors a vacuum. We have to make sure that when we're rebuilding this, that we rebuild it from the ground up, from your local community all the way up. Protect your libraries, protect everyone. Protect, the homeless, the unhoused, protect the foster kids, protect the kids that need help getting lunch at school. Protect public transportation, protect workers, protect minors so they don't have to be workers, protect women's rights, protect minorities' rights. We have to build this up from the ground up because there's a warning here. And I've told you this before. There's a warning here that we get an opportunity in 2024 through 2026. We get an opportunity to have the big tent, to bring these Magas in. Truly. Why do they want to burn it down? Because their perception is that their kid can't get a scholarship because some other kid got a scholarship that's not white. They've been lied to. But in many ways, the middle class has been eviscerated. It's been decimated. It's been pounded on. The Democrats need to get their act together and get back in touch with the middle class. They have to. Number one. Number two, they've got to, it's imperative that they get with these younger people, be they younger voters or younger people that will be voters in 26 and 28, and figure out what it is that they want and give it to them. Because I'm here to tell you, those younger voters in 28, if you don't give them what they want, they will vote for a kangaroo. They will vote for a Marvel character. Do you understand? You want to talk about Magas burning it down? This was our heads up. Heads up. Something's broken here. These people feel left out. Let's bring them in the fold. You know, forget the ones that are racist. The ones that are racist, well, they can get off the planet. But, you know, look, I converted my dad who was a racist. I mean, really and truly, I really did. So about the best thing I did in my whole life. But anyway, so, you know, we can do this. We can rehabilitate. You know, they've been poisoned. They've been told all these people stole your jobs. All these people stole your money. All this money's going to welfare. All these people are coming across the border. We need to rehabilitate that message. We need to show them it's not true. We need to show them we're all one. That is our task. We cannot leave this up to the senators, to the reps, to the president. We cannot do that. We have to do it. Believe me, we have to do it. We have to hold our senators and our reps to account, because in 28, if we don't do enough to address all these people who really have grievances, true grievances, real grievances, honestly, because these billionaires are basically raping and pillaging the American people. If we don't do something, there will be pitchforks in the streets, and they will come for these billionaires. It will not be pretty. It will be very destabilizing. So I've never been worried. I'm not worried about this election. I'm a little bit worried about 26, and I'm a little bit worried about 28. Not worried about this election. So hopefully that helps you understand what's going on. I do see progress, thank God. I see progress. I see Biden getting the message with young people. Kamala's got the message with young people. We are getting younger people in the Senate. We are getting younger people in the House. But we have got to really ramp that up. We've got to allow people like Jeffries, but also people like Jasmine Crockett and other people have bigger roles in Congress, AOC. Younger people need to have more seniority. That's just the way it is. It's just like, thank God Nancy Pelosi said, I'm stepping down. I'm giving this to this young man because he gets it. He understands this generation. So that's where we are. Hopefully this has been helpful. I have no idea. I'm channeling. I tried to make it all make sense. Let me know in the comments if it doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comments what you think, your own ideas. Happy to read them. Please be respectful. Oh, the last thing I want to say, because the guides, this has been pounding on me. I do watch ECM, you guys, Resistance Live every day on YouTube, ECM. If you want to know what's going on, for one thing, for instance, everybody's saying, oh my God, why is the DOJ caring about Ticketmaster? Why do they care about Ticketmaster and fees when they should be caring about Trump and all these freaking, secret documents and canon and, okay, ECM, Resistance Live on YouTube, help me understand that Ticketmaster is antitrust, has nothing to do with Trump. Zero to do with Trump. That's a different department. It's like going to the tire shop and asking them for a bra. Not going to happen, okay? So this is the information that we need We need to educate ourselves so that when you see mis or disinformation online or in your family members, you can educate them and say, no, the antitrust part of the DOJ is not concerned about Trump at this moment. It's a completely different department. That can help you feel better about things, okay? But also ECM has been saying the trolls are going to come out next week like you've never seen. You're going to see people act literally, this is my term, not her term, batshit crazy, because they're just, the king is dead. The king is dead. Not really, but energetically. So what's going to happen? People are going to be running around freaking out. Even the news people are going to be freaking out. They're going to freak out. They're going to just say crazy things that have no bearing in reality. Plus the trolls are going to be out. So in my comments, there's going to be trolls. There's going to be, don't fight with them. Do not fight with them. They're bots. They're not even alive. And if you comment, that counts as a win. They get paid for people that comment back because that's engagement. So the bot goes out there and says something that irritates you. You respond, they respond, you respond. They're getting money. Don't do that. Don't respond to the bots. Do not respond. Okay? Take really, really good care of yourselves. I'll see you again this week for sure. I feel like I'm going to be doing a video or two this week because it's going to be the trial. But take really good care of yourself. And let's remember for Memorial Day, instead of Happy Memorial Day, I don't even understand that. Let's call it Remembrance Day. You know, Remembrance Day. Let's remember all the people that gave their lives for this great country. Also, let's remember those people who are struggling. You know, the veterans who are struggling. The contractors that put themselves in harm's way for us. Let's give them all a prayer, okay, as well. Take really good care. I'll see you again really soon. For entertainment purposes only.